So we are very fortunate today. Today's lecture will be given by His Grace Govind Prabhu, who is here seated already. Govind Prabhu is a very senior devotee of our Krishna Temple Zurich congregation. And he's a senior disciple of His Holiness Bhakti Char Swami Maharaj, a devotee who's joined the movement decades ago. Can we please maintain some silence? Hare Krishna. Who's joined the movement several decades ago and has been steadily part of the preaching movement. Govinda Prabhu has his PhD in art history, and that's his broader field of work. However, he's also the one who has pioneered university preaching. So Krishna Temple Zurich is now expanding, reaching out to the youth, to the intellectuals of the Zurich city and around in Switzerland. And Govinda Prabhu has been very dedicatedly working hard in university preaching programs. And we are very fortunate that we will have Govinda Prabhu share some of his very valuable knowledge. He's a person who has very deep insights into Shastra. So I would request you to please pay attention and take advantage of this association. And I see there are a lot of children around. Upstairs in the seminar room, we have a special children's class that goes on, so that children can also enrich themselves in their own way while the parents have their peace and quiet and their learning experiences. So we have the devotees here who will guide you upstairs to the seminar room. And on that note, thank you very much, Govinda Prabhu. I pass on the word to you. And before Govinda Prabhu begins, just to give you a brief overview, many of you are already familiar. Our philosophical discussion now will go until 5 o'clock. And then at 5 o'clock, we have a vegetarian feast, which I like to say is the best vegetarian feast you will find in the city of Zurich. And after that, at 6:15, we have japa meditation, mantra meditation, where you sit down and you explore mantra meditation on beads. At 7 o'clock, there is a special temple ceremony before the deities. It's very extraordinary, where you can also sing and chant along. And not just that, at 8 o'clock, we have more singing of the holy name with some very experienced kirtaniyas or singers and musicians. So I wish you all the best, and please, the other older members, please connect with those who are coming as guests. And thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopijanna Vallabha Girivaradari Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradari Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Jamuna Tira Vanachari Yamunatiravanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Huh? Nah. This is Shugo. Okay. Like this. Hare Krishna. So once again, welcome. We had some technical problems, but now it seems to be working. So I'm very happy to be here and see so many interested devotees coming, to the Hare Krishna temple, to our Sunday feast. It is a festival which was initiated by Srila Prabhupada, our founder Acharya, in order to give the public and interested devotees the possibility to come and associate with each other. We're living in a very troublesome time, as most of you are aware of. We just have to look around us and see the whole situation. And we can see that there were also times which it was easier than nowadays. So this actually has been foretold long time ago already in the Vedic scriptures. Yeah. So we can see already here, life is not easy. Well, nu det muss fix hier. That is the advancement of modern civilization. We have invented so many things, so many technical things, so many machines in order to make life easier. But at times it proves life hasn't become easier, or rather more complicated. Okay, so it should work. So today's topic, it was announced as Matchless Gifts, the special mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. As we can gather from the Vedic scriptures, it has very scrutinizingly been described that time actually goes in circles. So there are different time periods which follow one after another. The Vedic scriptures speak about 4 different time periods. Is Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, and Kali Yuga, meaning the Golden Age, Silver, Bronze, and the Iron Age. And we are presently, since 5,000 years, in the Iron Age. So, already as the name it says, Iron Age, it seems to be the last of the cycle. Golden Age, we all can understand their life must have been very glorious. And as the time goes till the Iron Age, it has become more and more difficult. That is also what the Vedic scriptures say. In the Golden Age, people were very qualified, very equipoised, and simple living, high thinking. But due to the course of time, these different qualities human qualities actually decreased. It has been said that in the Kali Yuga, 8 specific characteristics are really decreasing rapidly. And there are dharma, means the religiousness of people is decreasing. Then socham, cleanliness, satyam, truthfulness, kshama, tolerance, daya, mercy, ayu, the lifespan. It has been said that general lifespan in the Golden Age was 100,000 years. In the Treta Yuga, in the Silver Age, people lived up to 10,000 years. In Dwapar Yuga, 1,000 years. And finally in Kali Yuga, our age, lifespan is 100 years. But due to the diminishing effect of the age, it has been said that at the end of Kali Yuga, people live mostly up to 50 years. Then another quality which will decrease is bala, means strength. Bodily strength will decrease. And finally, smriti, memory. People will lose the capacity to remember. It has been said in previous ages, the process was that the spiritual teachers would delineate the knowledge through oral reception. That means the spiritual master, the teacher, would speak and the disciple would listen. And he would remember instantly. But as we know today, this quality is no more there. So that's why there was the need 5,000 years ago that the Vedic knowledge has been written down. So the Vedic knowledge is actually eternal. Since the beginning of this universe, the Vedic knowledge has been given by the Supreme Personality of Godhead to Lord Brahma, which is the creator of the universe, the first living entity. And he has given it to his son, Narada. And in that way, in disciplic succession, it has come down. But in due course of time, due to the inability of the living entity to remember the knowledge just by oral reception, there was the need to write it down. So the Vedas were written down. Initially it was only one Veda, Atharva Veda, but then it was divided into 4 Vedas, and then time by time it was complemented with other scriptures, with the Puranas, Itihasas, and so on. In that way, the Vedas are like an instruction manual. Like if we get a machine, what comes with the machine? An instruction manual. From the instruction manual, we actually get to know how to use the machine properly. So in a similar way, the Vedic scriptures are the instruction manual for this world. Whatever we want to achieve in this material world, the process to do it properly has been given in the Vedic scriptures. So that's why Shastra, it also has been, another name of the Vedic scriptures is Shastra, which means weapon. That's why the importance is so stressed in Vedic culture. Because in order to perform proper activity, we need knowledge. And that knowledge, how to utilize the human body properly, that has been delineated in the Vedic scriptures. Shastra, weapon, which means to cut down the ignorance which comes with being embodied in a material body, which also means being conditioned by material nature. So since time immemorial, different processes have been given. The Vedas also state that according to the different ages, different processes have been given to human beings in order to perfect their life, to achieve the highest goal, which is to realize our own identity, which is spirit, the spirit soul. We are not this material body, but we are spirit. The material body is temporary. It has its beginning and it has its end. But our real identity is spiritual. Our real characteristics is Ananda, Satchit Ananda, meaning is eternal. The spirit soul is eternal. Chit, full of knowledge, and Ananda, full of bliss, full of joy. And if we really go deep, we also can see that these are actually the driving forces for every living entity, for every human being. If I ask you why you go to school, why you get education, what would be your answer? Any staunch one? Who studies? Who goes to study? Okay. Two only. Okay. The others all complete. So, okay. Then I ask you why you go to study. Okay. And if you acquire your knowledge, what do you want to do with it? And why you do that? Why you do that? What is your personal gain? What drives you? A lot of things. Okay. I would have expected to be more specific, or there are so many that you can't tell. It's complicated. It's another thing. No, I'm just joking. No, why we go to study? In order to acquire knowledge. And why? What do we want to do with that knowledge? We want to be successful in whatever sphere of life. And why we want to be successful?
Earn a lot of money.
Yeah. And meaning that to acquire capacities to enjoy, to be happy, isn't it? To establish ourselves. So whatever you say, some may say, okay, I wanna acquire knowledge. Okay, why you wanna acquire knowledge? Well, because you wanna be the smartest. So what you gain out of being the smartest? A respectable position. Some people, they gain satisfaction out of being rich. Some people gain satisfaction of being famous, Some people get satisfaction by being in the company of nice companions, being male or female. But finally, the goal is always to become happy. Nobody goes to study to become morose, isn't it?
I go to
Very good. That's the way how it should be. To dovetail, whatever we want to achieve, everything is fine, but final goal should be try to dovetail it with Krishna. That was always Prabhupada's advice and request to all, to his disciples, to his well-wishers, and finally to everyone. That's why Srila Prabhupada, out of his causeless mercy, came to the Western world in order to establish that process where everyone actually will be able to achieve his goals and become happy. Sarve sukhino bhavantu. That's the Vedic statement. Let everyone become happy. But now the question is how to become happy, to become real happy. Because Satchit Ananda, Ananda is the final, the conclusion. Everything is leading to Ananda. But then there is Sat and Chit. Sat means everlasting, eternal, and Chit means full of knowledge. So these are companions, you can say, of the characteristics of being blissful. We don't want just little bliss, little happiness, isn't it? We want to be always happy. And we don't want to be in ignorance. We'd like to know what is what. We like to know who is who are we, what is what. Nobody wants to be in ignorance, isn't it? So these are natural tendency. And why they're natural? Because they're actually our real identity. But now if we really study our present situation, it's completely opposite. We have a body which is temporary. Whoever is born is destined to die. And then being embodied means being conditioned. We don't really know. We need to learn everything, even how to eat in the beginning. The mother has to show. And then gradually we educate. We need to know how to ride bicycle, etc. And then when we get smarter, we want to know how a car works, how this machine works, that machine works, and so forth. And then there is the possibility, to go university, and then to even find out how the biggest machine works. What is the biggest machine?
Universe.
Yes, very good. In that way, everything in this material world, is like a machine. The body is a machine. We have our individual machine, at the same time we're living in the universal machine. Both actually follow a similar concept. You ever heard of microcosmos, macrocosmos? That is the understanding. Even in Srimad Bhagavatam, that has been explained, like when Krishna appeared, the demigods prayed to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It's a beautiful prayer which the demigods delivered, before the Supreme Personality of Godhead would appear. Ekayana aso dvifalas trimulas chaturasa panchavidha sadatma saptatvag astavitapo navaksho dasachari dvikagahi adivrikshaha. They said that the original adivriksha, the original tree, it has actually two roots. two fruits. The original tree has two fruits, which is happiness and distress. Three phalas, and it's based on three roots, three material modes of material nature. Then chaturasa, and there are four different tastes, which is dharma, artha, kama, moksha, religiosity, economic development, sense enjoyment, and finally liberation. Chaturasa, Panchavidha, they're actually experienced through the five knowledge-acquiring senses. The body has five knowledge-acquiring senses, which means the eyes, the nose, the mouth, the skin, and the ears. And that experience is done Chaturasa Panchavidha Sat Atma in 6 states of experience. Means like hunger, thirst, illusion. What are the others? It slipped my mind. They're experienced through these 5 senses, and then there is Saptatvag. There are 7 coverings, like the material body or the spirit soul is covered in 7 layers, which is bone marrow, blood, skin, hair. What is the other? Somebody knows the other ones? Muscle and semen, I think. And in a similar way, this universe has got 7 shells. Then the body is consistent of Astavitapo, 8 different elements: earth, water, fire, air, ether. Then mind, intelligence, and false ego. And it has 9 holes. The material body has 2 eyes, 2 ears, nostrils, mouth, the genitals, and the anus. And Astavitapana Vakshadasa Chadi. There are 10 life heirs who are actually keeping the body alive. In pranayam, in that process, these different life heirs are actually put into harmony. And finally, Dvikaga, there are 2 birds living in that tree. And this corresponds to, there is the individual soul and the super soul. The super soul actually accompanies the individual souls. In every body he goes. So wherever we see an individual soul, there is also the super soul there. That is the description of the material body, the situation we are actually put in. So now the question comes, how to get out of this awkward situation, which has been compared to Bhava Maha, the Vagni Nirvapanam, meaning a great fire, the fire of material existence, the tribulations we are going through. Each and every one in this material universe is actually subject to 3 kinds of tribulations, three kinds of miseries, meaning Adhyatmika, Adhibhautika, and Avadhyayika. Adhyatmika means miseries or the tribulations which are caused by our own body. Adhibhautika are tribulations caused by other living entities. And Adhidevika are tribulations or disturbances caused by the material nature, by the demigods, meaning famine, torrents of rain, earthquake, things like that. So we all are actually susceptible to these three kinds of tribulations. And these are due to our being encaged in this material body, being conditioned in the human form of life. So according to the different times, there were different processes which are described in the Vedic scriptures. What can we do in order to free ourselves, purify our situation, in order to recognize our real identity and being again re-established in our original identity as being part and parcel of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So in the Golden Age, the process was Dhyayate, Krite Jat Dhyayate Vishnu, meaning meditation. The people were so equipoised, qualified, and also their duration of life, as we heard before, was very long. It has been described that they would meditate 40, 60,000 years. And through the process of meditation, they would actually realize their own identity as well as also the Supreme Personality of Godhead and connect with Him through meditation. But in this Iron Age, this process is no longer possible. And then in Treta Yuga, the process was Tretayam Jayato Makai, meaning performing sacrifices, very elaborate sacrifices, fire sacrifices, where the different individuals would offer many, many valuable things for the satisfaction of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, meaning jewels, foodstuffs, many ingredients were required in order to perform the sacrifices, as well as also Vedic mantras, which were recited by qualified Brahmins in order to complete the sacrifices successfully. There are also instances in the scriptures where, due to some wrong pronunciation of the mantras, the result of the sacrifice was different than advised. So from there we can see also this process hasn't been recommended in this age because we haven't got the facilities. First of all, to provide the different ingredients necessary in order to perform the yoga sacrifice successfully, as well as also the capacity, the quality of the recitation of the necessary mantras is no longer there. And then in Dwapara Yuga, the process was the worship of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Dwapare parichari yayam means elaborate temple worship, worship of the Murti, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, in the temple on the altar. But what has been recommended for this age, this Iron Age, is Kalo Tat Hari Kirtana. The glorification or the worship of the Supreme through the chanting of the holy names. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, which appeared 500 years ago in Bengal, he actually initialized this process of Sankirtan, meaning the congregational chanting of the holy names of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So this is the most bona fide process in order to attain perfection in the human form of life in this age, which is the Iron Age. It is very simple to perform. Prabhupada used to say, even a child can take part, or even a dog. But at the same time, it's also the most sublime way. Why? Because it will enable the devotee to really achieve the desired goal. And the only thing which is necessary is just to perform it with all earnesty and sincerity, and in that way become humble and meek. That is the special mercy, the matchless gift, which actually has been given by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. In previous ages, it has been said that the relationship, the re-establishing of the relationship of the individual soul and the Supreme Personality of Godhead was only revealed up to the state of confidentiality in a parental relationship. Like according to the Vedas, there are different relationships called rasas, which an individual soul can have with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And they're numbered in 5. It's dasa, servitorship, and then sakya, friendship, vatsalya, parental, and finally madhurya, which is conjugal relationship. These are the different exchanges which we see in the material world, which are also present in the spiritual world. So that means we, the living entities, the individual souls, can have this kind of relationship with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And in previous times, they were only revealed up to parental. But Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, out of his causeless mercy, he actually revealed the most confidential relationship, which is madhurya. It is the relationship of lover and beloved. Many scriptures have narrated that super excellency, anarpita charim chirat karunaya avatirna kalo samarpayitam unata ujvala rasam swa bhakti sriyam. He has come, the incarnation, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, has appeared in order to give the most confidential, what has never been given before. And that is this special relationship of conjugal love. And that he has given, coming down in the golden form of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, which is actually Krishna himself. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has been recognized as the combination of Sri Krishna and Radha. And his golden complexion is actually stemming from Radharani's complexion. So we can see what hasn't been given in previous ages, where the individuals were much more qualified than we are now, has been given to the most fallen. That from there we can see again the magnanimous character of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He has given to the most fallen, the most unqualified, the highest goal, the highest possibility. And now it's just up on us to take advantage of it. That's why it has also been described that only the most intelligent ones will take advantage. So it is very simple, but at the same time very sublime. From there we also see is another aspect of Achintya Bheda Bheda Tattva, meaning the unconceivable potency or truth of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, which is same and different at the same time, but completely unconceivable. One of our most prominent acharyas, Jiva Goswami, has also once stated that in order to be successful and be an able recipient, of the absolute truth, we actually have to understand that the absolute truth is inconceivable. It is beyond material logic. It can't be explained. It simply only can be accepted and acted on it. And that also depending on the causeless mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is, in that way, an axiom. Who knows what an axiom is? Axiom is a fact which just has been to be accepted, which can't be explained, but upon which you can build up. We have that practically in every science. That means that you have to accept some preliminary situation, and on that you can build up whatever laws, physical, chemical, scientific laws you want, but it always starts with an axiom. Why is that? Because the ultimate truth is not material, meaning you can't measure it. The most evident difference between material and spiritual is material is that which you can measure. Spiritual is diametrically opposed in its quality. It's unmeasurable. It's infinite and infinitesimal. So this is something we have to accept. Not blindly, because while accepting and follow the process, the absolute truth actually will be relieved. It will be relieved in the heart out of the causeless mercy. Revealed, in the heart of the living entity through to the causeless mercy. Meaning that it's not a process where the individual acquires it by itself. That is not possible. We can explain it in that way. What the human being out of his own accord can achieve, at most goes till the end of the universe, but never beyond. But even that we are not capable. But even if it would be possible for some super, experienced individual, that would be the furthest it would go. But everything beyond is of a complete different nature and follows complete different laws. These are the spiritual laws, which are given by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But then once again, coming back, this special mercy to acquire, there were different processes given. And they were very rigid, very troublesome processes in previous ages. But due to the understanding of the all-merciful Supreme Personality of Godhead, in this age it is very simple. So now it's upon us to accept this simplicity and take full advantage in order to perfect our life. While doing that, there may be some tribulations coming all the way, because, as we said, it's most sublime and simple, but that doesn't mean it's cheap. So we have to pay a certain price, and that price is faith. Faith and earnest eagerness in order to acquire. There has been a very nice example being given. Prabhupada used to take some stories, in order to explain different points. So we may think we're so fallen, there is no chance for us. We never will achieve this desired goal of becoming free, from unwanted desires and other tribulations. So then Prabhupada told a very simple story that once there were two frogs, caught in a pot of milk. So, and there was no chance, to getting out. So one of the two frogs just decided, well, I never gonna get out of this pot. Well, might as just give up. And he drowned. But the other frog was just very eagerly starting to struggle, and even seeing his practically impossible mission to get out, still he carried on and told himself, what else can I do? Let me try my best. So he struggled with his feet time and time, and as he did that, as we all know, like if you start to beat the milk, slowly but surely it becomes butter. So by hitting with his legs here and there, small pieces of butter started to appear, and he could stand on them and finally exit the pot. So this is a very instructive story. That means that if we just have full faith in the process and keep on beating the milk, there will come a time where we'll be able to actually stand on solid ground, meaning start to realize build out spiritual strength in order to understand our position and actually also reach perfection. So thank you very much. Any comments, any question?
Thank you, Wu, for encouraging us to do the Yuga Dharma, chanting of the holy name. So now my question is, you have some tips, how many times I should chant, or how should I do it, in which mood? So how can I apply now the chanting of the holy name practically in my life? How to start, how to go further?
You mean the numbers?
General tips for chanting, yeah.
Well, Prabhupada, perfect standard was, try to chant 16 rounds a day. But even if you're at the beginning not able to chant 16 rounds, chant as many as you can. And just try to remember what you actually want to achieve. The most important thing is the motivation, the mood we are chanting the holy name. Actually, the simple translation of the Mahamantra is, Dear Supreme Personality of Godhead, I have struggled so many times in this material world and haven't succeeded. Please be merciful with me and engage me in your service. So if that is our mood, Krishna definitely will hear. Krishna sits in our hearts. Actually, he is more closer than we imagine. So he hears our prayers, and he will respond accordingly, as it is said in Bhagavad Gita. The way we approach the Supreme Personality of Godhead, meaning like the intention and the intensity, how we approach the Supreme Personality, he will respond accordingly. At the same time, it has said, if we make one step towards him, he makes 1,000 towards us. So we always should keep that in mind and try our best. And then success is guaranteed. Hare Krishna. Any other question, comment? Okay, so thank you very much. And please chant the holy name of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and become happy and successful in your life. Hare Krishna. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Yay.
Okay. Yeah. You state it up. Will you sit outside? You sit outside.
Genau, sie zum Beispiel kann sie eben auch abwarten. Ich finde, es ist unbefahren zwischen physischen Exercise